Breaking news to share with you. We just learned 17-year-old Tamar McIntyre has been arrested in New Jersey by the U.S. Marshal Service.
At 17, many of us are exploring boundaries and leading rebellious lives. However, for Tay-K, 17 was a year unlike any other. By 16, he was already a person of interest in a shooting. He had committed a cold-blooded murder for money and drugs, even daring to cut off his ankle monitor and boast about it on Twitter. If fearlessness had a name, it would be Tay-K. But inevitably, the law caught up with him, leading to his incarceration. In this video, I will take you inside Tay-K's life behind bars. Life of crime. Tay-K, the popular Texas artist known for his hit record, The Race, which he recorded as a taunt toward the police, has captivated the nation with his shocking and tumultuous life behind bars. From assaulting guards to starting entire gangs, Tay-K's journey is one filled with crime, violence, and a constant battle with the law. Tay-K's journey begins with a troubled upbringing, shaped by the harsh realities of his environment. Born on June 16, 2000 in California, Tamar McIntyre, known as Tay-K, faced numerous challenges from an early age. His father, Kevin Beverly, was a gang member from Compton, while his mother was part of the Baby Insane Crips gang in Long Beach. With his father behind bars, Tay-K's mother did her best to raise him and his sister, but the absence of a father figure made it difficult for him to find guidance. Growing up in a neighborhood plagued by violence and crime, Tay-K sought refuge in music and sports. Playing football and immersing himself in the sounds of artists like Soulja Boy and Chief Keef, he found solace and a means to express his frustrations. These early influences would later shape his unique style as a rapper. At the age of 8, Tay-K's mother made the decision to move the family to Las Vegas, hoping for a fresh start. For about a year and a half, they resided in the city, but the challenges of their circumstances persisted. Eventually, Tay-K's father was released from prison, and the family made another move, this time to the east side of Arlington, Texas. It was in Arlington that Tay-K's passion for music began to take shape. Attending Martin High School, he started exploring his talent for rap during his free time. Alongside his friends, he formed a rap group called the Daytona Boys, consisting of Santana Sage, Pimps, and himself, rapping under the name TK. The Daytona Boys quickly gained recognition in the local music scene, performing at small venues across Texas. Tay-K's dedication to his craft was evident as he released solo tracks like Biff Zonin, showcasing his lyrical prowess and ambition. Despite the challenges he faced, music became an outlet for his emotions and a way to navigate the complexities of his troubled upbringing. However, the Daytona Boys' journey would be marred by reckless behavior that would ultimately cost an innocent life. On New Year's morning in 2016, after a show in Arlington, a fatal shooting occurred. Driving through the streets in a black SUV, they found themselves on the side of another SUV, exchanging heated words. The situation quickly escalated when Santana, fueled by anger, threatened to shoot up the other vehicle. Panicked, the driver of the other SUV, Sarah Mutchlechner, immediately pulled off. Santana, not pleased with her quick escape, chased after her, turning it into a high-speed chase. When Santana caught up with her, he shot her. During a press conference, Denton police officer Shane Kaiser revealed that Mutchlechner, serving as a designated driver for her friends after a New Year's party, was fatally shot in the head following an altercation at a traffic stop. Kaiser explained that the altercation began amicably, but escalated when derogatory and sexually explicit remarks were directed at the female occupants of Mutchlechner's vehicle. A male passenger confronted the individuals making the remarks, leading to exchanges and threats before shots were fired. After 2 or 3 rounds were discharged at Mutchlechner's vehicle, she lost control and crashed into an electrical pole. Witnesses reportedly identified Johnson, 25, in his vehicle at the time of the shooting, with reports indicating he was seen with a handgun just prior to the incident. Police responded to the scene shortly after 2 a.m. and discovered Mutchlechner lying on the ground. She was rushed to the hospital and placed on life support, but succumbed to her injuries later that day. Santana later admitted to the shooting and was charged with first-degree murder, receiving a 44-year prison sentence. Santana Sage was arrested and later sentenced to 44 years behind bars for the murder. Tay-K and Pimps, however, were not charged with any crimes as they were only passengers and minors at the time. This lack of punishment may have contributed to a sense of invincibility among the group, leading them down a dangerous path. Despite the tragic events surrounding the Daytona Boys, Tay-K's passion for music continued to drive him forward. He faced the challenges of providing for himself, often finding places to stay at night when his parents weren't around. The Daytona Boys eventually disbanded, but Tay-K's determination to pursue his rap career remained unwavering. Just a few months later, in July of 2016, Tay-K found himself in even deeper trouble. He was arrested, along with 6 other individuals, on capital murder charges linked to a home invasion and robbery in Mansfield, Texas. The incident resulted in the loss of a life, sending shockwaves through the community. On July 26, 2016, Tay-K Tay-K, along with Ariana Barat, Megan Holt, and 3 other friends, conspired to rob 19-year-old Zachary Belote, whom they believed had drugs and money. The group enlisted 2 girls who were already familiar with the target to gain entry to the house under the pretense of wanting to smoke and chill. Tay-K and the others waited nearby, anticipating a text message from the girls signaling the right time to storm the house. The plan was set in motion when one of the girls unlocked the door, allowing the gunmen to enter. The plan was to take whatever money and loot they could find and make a quick escape. The house had already been the subject of multiple police reports for drug-related activity, leading the group to believe they could get away with their criminal intentions. As the group made their exit, Ethan Walker, Zachary's friend, attempted to stop one of them. Tragically, this led to Ethan being shot and killed. However, as the day progressed, things quickly spiraled out of control. The girls became anxious and suspicious, realizing there were more people inside the house than they had expected. Hours passed as they waited for the right opportunity to unlock the door for Tay-K and the others. Tensions rose, and impatience grew as they demanded the victims hand over the cash they believed was hidden within.
I seen 4 people come in with guns and masks and hoodies, and then they came straight into my room.
When the victims claimed they had no money, a few minutes of hesitation turned into a tragic turn of events. Shots rang out, wounding Zachary and fatally striking 21-year-old Ethan Walker, his roommate. The chaos and violence of that night would forever change the lives of everyone involved. The witnesses claimed that the victim, Ethan Walker, did not possess the drugs or money the robbers were seeking. Walker's girlfriend testified that he was shot while surrendering with his hands raised.
16-year-old Tamor McIntyre in a small room with police, uncomfortable, wiping his eyes at times, and finally admitting to investigators he played a role in a home invasion and murder in Mansfield.
During the subsequent interrogation, which lasted for 2.5 hours, Tay-K admitted his involvement in the crime. However, he claimed that his role was limited to searching the house for drugs during the robbery. Regardless of his intentions, Tay-K was implicated in the crime that resulted in the loss of a young man's life. In January 2017, Tay-K was placed under house arrest while awaiting certification hearings. It seemed like a turning point for him as he began to take his music career more seriously. However, just a few days before his hearing on March 27, 2017, Tay-K and one of his partners in crime cut off their ankle monitors and fled to San Antonio, Texas. Tay-K saw this as an opportunity for quick notoriety and took to Twitter, taunting the authorities with a tweet that read, "Fuck this house arrest shit, fuck 12, they again have 2, catch me on hood." This brazen act only added fuel to the fire and further complicated his legal situation. While on the run, Tay-K traveled to Elizabeth, New Jersey, where he recorded his infamous song, The Race. The lyrics of the song reflected his ongoing legal battles, with lines like, "Khabib, I was trying to beat a case, but I ain't beat that case, bitch, I did the race." The song became a symbol of defiance and a testament to Tay-K's troubled life. But even as he pursued his music career, Tay-K couldn't resist the temptation of criminal activity. On April 23, 2017, while still on the run, Tay-K committed another heinous act. He shot and killed 23-year-old Mark Anthony Saldivar during an attempted robbery outside a Chick-fil-A in San Antonio, Texas. According to witnesses, Tay-K and 2 accomplices lured Mark into a black SUV, intending to steal his photography equipment. When Mark realized what was happening, he managed to escape the vehicle and called out for help. In a desperate attempt to flee, Tay-K allegedly accelerated the SUV, trying to run Mark over. In a scene straight out of a movie, Mark jumped onto the hood of the car and began kicking the windshield. Tay-K eventually got out of the car and shot Mark once before leaving the scene. But Tay-K's spree of robberies didn't end there. On May 25, 2017, he attacked and robbed 65-year-old Oni Skip Peep in Craven Park, Arlington, Texas. Allegedly, Tay-K knocked Skip out with a pistol whip to the head before proceeding to rob him. A nearby jogger discovered Skip lying there and immediately reported the incident to the police. It seemed that Tay-K had no regard for the victims he targeted. He would rob anyone, regardless of age or circumstance. These early encounters with the law set the stage for the shocking and tumultuous life that Tay-K would lead. From the streets of Denton to the home invasion in Mansfield, Tay-K's criminal activities would continue to escalate, leaving a trail of devastation in his wake. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the unbelievable and sensational facts surrounding Tay-K's life behind bars. Tay-K's life took a dramatic turn when he was captured by U.S. Marshals on June 30th, 2017 in New Jersey. Just a month prior, one of his accomplices had been apprehended. During his capture, Tay-K allegedly swallowed an entire bottle of pills, leading to his hospitalization. However, However, when no medical issues were found, he claimed to be hearing voices, which resulted in his transfer to a psychiatric ward. After nearly 2 days, Tay-K was finally taken into custody, marking the end of his time on the run. As the media began to circulate the shocking timeline of events surrounding Tay-K, public interest grew exponentially. The song he had recorded while on the run, titled "The Race," became a viral sensation, with millions of views and shares across various platforms. The lyrics of the song seemed to reflect his life on the run, further fueling the intrigue surrounding his case. The media coverage of Tay-K's story was both extensive and polarizing. Some portrayed him as a troubled young artist caught in a cycle of violence, while others condemned him for his alleged crimes. Hashtags like #FreeTake began to trend on social media, with supporters rallying behind him, often without fully understanding the severity of his actions. The music industry, too, took notice of Tay-K's viral success and the controversy surrounding his case. Despite being on trial for murder, major label executives began to reach out, seeing the potential for profit and fame. Tay-K's mixtape, Santana World, was released just a month after his arrest, and he eventually signed a deal with the label 88 Classic, associated with Sony Records. The decision to sign Tay-K to a record deal sparked outrage and debate within the music industry. Critics argued that endorsing an artist on trial for murder was a dangerous precedent, while others saw it as an opportunity to capitalize on the viral success and controversy surrounding his story. The line between art and reality became blurred as the industry grappled with the ethical implications of supporting an artist with such a troubled past. Despite the controversy, Tay-K's music continued to resonate with a significant audience. His mixtape and subsequent releases garnered millions of streams and views, with fans and fellow artists using the hashtag #FreeTake or even remixing his songs. The allure of his story, combined with his undeniable talent, created a complex and divisive narrative within the music community. However, it is essential to remember the gravity of Tay-K's crimes. While his music may have resonated with some, it should never overshadow the lives he took part in ending. The victims and their families continue to grapple with the pain and loss caused by the events surrounding Tay-K's story. As the media attention and music industry response intensified, Tay-K's legal troubles persisted. While behind bars, he faced additional charges for possessing a cell phone and threatening a guard. Struggling to leave behind his troubled past, Tay-K was moved to solitary confinement in a maximum security jail. Time in jail, trial, and sentencing. Upon his transfer to an adult jail on July 21, 2017, Tay-K faced a new set of challenges. He was now tried as an adult, and the trial was initially delayed due to a lack of evidence. However, on October 3, 2017, additional capital murder charges were added to Tay-K's case, specifically related to the murder of Mark Anthony Saldivar in San Antonio. Police claimed to have found surveillance footage that confirmed Tay-K's presence in the vehicle throughout the entire incident. At this point, Tay-K was being held on a $500,000 bond, which was later revoked. Throughout 2018, Tay-K's accomplices received their sentences, but there was little news about the Texas artist. It wasn't until May 24, 2018, that it was confirmed that Tay-K would not receive the death penalty or life in prison without parole. This news came as a major relief to Tay-K, as he now faced the possibility of a lighter sentence. However, even while being held on bond, Tay-K couldn't stay out of trouble. On August 2, 2018, he was charged with possession of a prohibited item after a cell phone was found hidden in his sock during a search. This violation led to his transfer from Tarrant County Jail to the maximum security Lon Evans Correction Center on August 14, 2018. Life in prison was far from easy for Tay-K. He spent 23 hours a day in solitary confinement, with only 1 hour allotted for gym time. The challenges continued to mount as he won. A legal battle on August 16, 2018, claiming that the state district judge had made a mistake in refusing to set bail for him in his aggravated robbery case. However, he was still denied bail for the case involving the murder of Ethan Walker. In February 2019, a photo of Tay-K surfaced showing him wearing an anti-suicide smock. Rumors began to circulate that he was struggling mentally, but his manager quickly shut down those claims, stating that the picture was old and that Tay-K had only used the smock as a means to get out of solitary confinement. Despite the denial, it was clear that Tay-K was not making life easy for the guards at the facility. Reports emerged of him cursing them out, exceeding his allotted phone time, and even throwing wet toilet paper and food trays. On March 1, 2019, Texas prosecutors accused Tay-K of starting a gang inside the jail called the Rugrats. This gang operated with its own set of rules, including a strict no-snitching policy, a prohibition on stealing from fellow Rugrats, and the requirement to obey higher-ranked members. The Rugrats functioned like a military, complete with ranks such as sergeant, lieutenant, general, and troops. While behind bars, Tay-K faced not only legal battles but also lawsuits. He was sued twice, once by the family of Mark Anthony Saldivar and once by the family of Ethan Walker. The lawsuit sought to hold Tay-K accountable accountable for his actions, totaling over $1 million in damages. It was a stark reminder of the lives he had affected through his criminal activities. Finally, on July 15, 2019, the first day of his trial, Tay-K pleaded guilty to 2 counts of aggravated robbery in the Mansfield home invasion case. 4 days later, on July 19, 2019, the jury found him guilty of murder and a third-degree charge of aggravated robbery. Each charge carried a potential sentence of 5 to 99 years in prison, meaning that Tay-K could have faced a total of 400 years behind bars. However, the court showed some leniency in their sentencing. Tay-K was ultimately sentenced to 55 years in prison for the murder charge, 30 years for 1 count of aggravated robbery, and 2 13-year prison sentences for the remaining counts of aggravated robbery. While the sentence was significant, it was lighter than what he could have faced. Tay-K was also fined $21,010 for the murder charge and $11,000 combined for the 3 aggravated robbery charges. Tay-K's defense attorneys contended that he was not the individual who discharged the firearm and therefore should not be held accountable, as per KTVT. However, prosecutors argued that Tay-K was aware of the plan to rob Walker. In November 2019, a Bexar County grand jury indicted Tay-K for capital murder, adding another layer of legal complexity to his already troubled life. Despite already serving his sentence and being required to serve a minimum of 27 years before parole, Tay-K's troubles didn't end there. There were claims he even stabbed a prison guard, resulting in an extension of his sentence. Tay-K's team swiftly refuted these allegations. In a tweet shared on Monday, November 16th, a representative dismissed the reports and asserted that the rapper has maintained good behavior during his incarceration. They even suggested that Tay-K could soon be released. All rumors of Taymor's sentencing being extended are false, they stated on Twitter. Tay has stayed out of trouble, and the media is still fighting against him to paint an untrue narrative. Appeals are still continuing, and Tay will be home soon, free take. Even though Tay-K has been given his time and faces a long road ahead, he still holds on to hope for freedom. In December 2021, he tweeted, "I need a new appeal lawyer," hinting at his desire to appeal the case and potentially become a free man once again. While many believe that his chances are slim, the truth of what goes on behind those prison walls remains uncertain. Despite his incarceration, Tay-K's music continued to generate profits. His songs, including the infamous The Race, resonated with a certain audience, and his popularity remained intact. It was a stark reminder of the influence he held, even from behind bars. While incarcerated on August 2, 2018, McIntyre faced additional charges when a mobile phone was discovered hidden in his sock during a search, leading to a charge of possession of a prohibited item. Consequently, he was transferred from Tarrant County Jail to the maximum security Lon Evans Corrections Center on August 14th. During his time there, he endured 23 hours of solitary confinement each day, with only 1 hour allowed for gym access. Reports indicate that while in Tarrant County Jail, McIntyre allegedly engaged in disruptive behavior, including shouting profanities and making death threats towards a Tarrant County sheriff sergeant, throwing his food tray and wetting toilet paper. Additionally, he exceeded his allotted phone time. Despite these challenges, McIntyre experienced a legal victory on August 16th when the Texas Second Court of Appeals ruled in his favor regarding bail. This ruling criticized State District Judge Wayne Salvant's decision to deny bail in relation to McIntyre's aggravated robbery case. However, bail remained denied for the murder case involving Ethan Walker. Tay-K's response from jail. Tay-K, the controversial rapper currently serving a 55-year prison sentence, recently took to Twitter to express his dissatisfaction with his treatment behind bars. In a series of tweets, the 22-year-old compared his experience to that of a hamster, suggesting that he feels trapped and mistreated. This shocking revelation sheds light on the harsh realities faced by inmates and raises questions about the fairness of the justice system. "I really just need one chance at adulthood. I bet if I was a little white kid, they wouldn't have gave me no 55 years for a crime I was alleged to play the most insignificant role in when I was 16. They would have rightfully argued that my mind wasn't fully developed and gave me rehabilitation and a second first chance at adulthood." Tay-K's claims of racial bias and his plea for a second chance at adulthood have sparked a heated debate about the fairness of the justice system. As we continue to explore Tay-K's story, we will delve deeper into these issues and shed light on the circumstances surrounding his lengthy prison sentence. He then made shocking revelations about his treatment in prison. He has likened his experience to that of a hamster, suggesting that he feels trapped and mistreated. Since being incarcerated, Tay-K then went further to social media to express his frustration and discontent with his prison conditions. In a series of tweets, he revealed the harsh reality of his situation, stating, "I'm at war within," and adding, "I feel like a hamster in here. They're literally treating me like a ferret in here I am." These words paint a vivid picture of the emotional turmoil Tay-K is experiencing behind bars. Being confined within the walls of a prison can have a profound impact on one's mental well-being. The isolation, lack of freedom, and constant surveillance surveillance can take a toll on even the strongest individuals. For Tay-K, who was thrust into the spotlight at a young age, the sudden transition from fame to incarceration has been particularly challenging. Tay-K then penned a heartfelt letter from prison, shedding light on his self-proclaimed innocence and his longing to experience life outside of prison as an adult. This letter, which has captivated the attention of his dedicated fan base, reveals Tay-K's gratitude towards his supporters and his desire to address certain aspects of his case that may not be widely known. Having spent over 5 years behind bars, Tay-K expresses his astonishment at never having had the chance to live as an adult outside of the justice system. Throughout his letter, Tay-K reflects on the fact that he has never had the opportunity to live as an adult outside of the confines of the justice system. He expresses his astonishment at the circumstances that have led him to spend the majority of his life behind bars. Tay-K's journey through the criminal justice system began at a young age, as he found himself in and out of the system, including the Child Protective Services, CPS, for his entire life. One of the key factors that Tay-K attributes to his troubled upbringing is the lack of positive figures in his life. Growing up without strong role models or mentors, he found himself navigating a challenging environment without the guidance and support that many take for granted. This absence of positive influences undoubtedly had a profound impact on his development and decision-making process. Tay-K's letter highlights the importance of having positive figures around, especially during the formative years of adolescence. He acknowledges that as he has grown older, he has come to understand the significance of focusing on leading by example. This realization has fueled his dedication to using his music and success to have a positive impact on other young artists. Despite the challenges he faced, Tay-K expressed his love for his fans and emphasized that he did not want anyone to think he was promoting or recommending violence through his music. He acknowledged the responsibility he held as an artist and talked about striving to use his platform to inspire others positively, even from within the confines of his prison cell. Whether it's taking a phone call or writing a letter, Tay-K has committed to making a difference in the lives of aspiring artists and keeping them inspired. That brings us to the end of this video. For more interesting videos like this, click on the cards on your screen.